All right. Can y'all hear me?
Can hear
Yeah.
you now.
Yep.
Hmm. Keeps kicking her out, so she's trying to figure out what's going on, y'all. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Y'all can
I
hear
can.
me? Okay. All right.
All right, we're gonna try this one more time. Can y'all hear me now?
Yes.
Yes,
Man,
we
you
can
know
hear
what?
you.
It's just like this to want to do this to me when I want to do something for Bayou Classic. It's always something. It didn't want me to be great. And y'all better not say nothing about Southern University, Sean, because I can see it in your face. I can see it in your face. I can see it in your face. I appreciate everybody for joining me today. Thank you all for your patience. I appreciate everybody's patience. Southern University, Grambling State, I appreciate everybody for joining me for Bayou Classic 50, the show across the eras. We got a lot of great stuff going on here. It's a lot of people that played in a lot of different eras under a lot of different coaches. But like I said, Sean is Grambling royalty. That's Grambling royalty. That's where it starts at. That's Eddie Robinson's bloodline. It starts with Sean. So Sean, it starts with you, and we know with you coming from the bloodline of Eddie Robinson, what did that look like for you, Bayou Classic, as a kid? What did Bayou Classic look like for you, if you can remember the first one?
I'm gonna tell you this. I don't think I can remember the first one. I do not think I can remember the first one, but what I can remember is that I know we spent many Thanksgivings in New Orleans, staying at the Le Pavillon, and just attending the classic as a family. It was definitely a family moment. I can't remember the first one, but I do remember, the last one that my great grandfather coached at, and just running on the field after the game as a young boy. But Bayou Classic is always a great time for the family.
So, do you have family at Southern and Grambling, or is it mostly Grambling?
It's mostly Grambling, but we do have some stragglers at Southern. But it's definitely mostly Grambling, mostly Grambling nights.
The word stragglers. I hear it. I hear it. I love
Y'all
it.
heard him say stragglers. Don't worry about it. Southern, y'all gonna get y'all a chance because y'all heard him call us stragglers. Y'all heard the man call us stragglers, but it's okay. It is quite all right. So, Ashley, since you chimed in about the stragglers, because you both Southern and Grambling, you both sides, you Southern and Grambling, since you want to chime in on it.
I love Grambling. I just support Southern. But I
You
did
see, she
graduate
said
from
Grambling
both,
has a heart.
but all day, every day.
We're gonna go to Southern. We're coming back to you, Ashley. We're coming back to you. We're coming back to you. Demille, let's go to you. What was your time like playing at Southern University, and what coach did you play under?
So I played under Pete Richardson, that entire staff. My time, I played 97, 98, 99. And, I was, as we like to say on the yard, those were the glory years, the golden years. We won back to back to back. We never lost to Grambling. So, I don't know what that feels like. So, but Grambling know how it feels to lose to us. So, But yeah, it was a great time. I mean, it was, and then being a kid from New Orleans, just finally being able to play in that game, meant a lot to me personally.
Levi, let's take it over to you, Levi. What was it like for you playing at Grambling? What was some of your most memorable moments during Bayou Classic?
Well, it started with my first year was with Coach Rob's last year. That whole year with him, his retirement, all the kind of notoriety we getting from all across the
Levi, you
country.
there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I'm not sure but I guess you can keep talking. She may have gotten kicked out again.
Okay, then. She got kicked out. We'll wait on it then.
I'm here. I don't know. I just couldn't hear him. I don't know.
Can
I
you
couldn't hear him
can
for
you,
some strange reason.
can you hear me now? Can you fellas hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I
Oh,
hear.
okay.
Just because she's on, just keep talking. Yeah, she's on.
Okay then. Well, one thing about it is my memory was being able to play for Coach Rob his last year. That was my freshman year, and all the different people and on the campus and got a chance to see a lot of exposure going to New York, seeing all the people from CBS coming in town just to show the love and everything. It took Coach Rob his last year. That was a very memorable moment. Then when he after the Bayou Classic, his last game, man, it was
This
just
is definitely not how I envisage this going. This is not supposed to be this way. This is supposed to be a full-fledged show that's supposed to be flowing. I ain't supposed to have no issues, but it did not want me to be great. But that's okay. Aaron, what was your time like playing at Southern University under Coach Odoms?
I think he got it on mute.
You gotta come off mute.
Yeah,
I
you
can't
on
hear
mute.
him.
Come off mute. Yeah, Aaron, you still on mute.
Aaron, you're on mute. She said you're on mute. Levi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, go ahead and finish what you were saying, because I know you weren't finished, and I don't think she could hear you. And then we'll go back to Aaron.
Okay. Well, I was saying the time with Eddie Robb was very special. Seeing being there for his last game at the Bayou Classic, and after that, the experience coming in with Doug, his first year coming in, it was a lot of transition. And the Bayou Classic experiment, man, it was no other. It was the best thing that ever happened. Into my life. One of the greatest experience being able to play in that game. Because I have a lot of family that went to Southern. And majority of my family graduated from Southern, so to get a chance to that camaraderie on that weekend was very special for me.
Hear me?
I can hear.
I can hear you.
Okay, so we couldn't hear you at first, so now we're gonna move to you. I think what the problem is, some people are coming in before time, and it only allows for so many people to be on at a time. So, Aaron, we want to hear from you as far as your time at your university. Where did you go? Southern, as the people say down here, because they don't never get it right. Aaron, I can't hear. We can't hear you again. Aaron, you muted. Something isn't right. Aaron, okay, I can't. I'm not sure what's going on. I'm not. Let me hold on. She's texting me. Is Okay, we can't hear Aaron again. Is Randy on? I know he was on. Is he gone? Go ahead. Okay, so let's see. Who is this top right corner over here? I don't know everybody like Keisha knows everybody, especially these southern people. Not too, but the top right over here on my right with the blue maroon shirt on, the issue on.
Oh,
The black
that's me.
background. That's
Yeah,
you. Yeah, that's you. That's you. So
yeah,
we're gonna go to you because our other people are. I don't know what's going on, and she's texting me at the same time. So we'll go to you right now and talk to you about your time and your
yeah. Well, I
experiences.
mean, kind of like what I said earlier. You know, I played under Pete Richardson, '97 through '99, and like I said, being a kid from New Orleans, I'm like the third generation in my family to go to Southern. So, I've been going to that game since I was, 2, 3 years old. And just to play on that stage in that game in the stadium that, you grow up seeing is like it's so big then, and then, you hit that field for the first time and it's just as massive and you see the crowd, it's nothing like that feeling for your first Bayou Classic. And then when you get to your last Bayou Classic, it's like, you know, you're not going to get that feeling again to play against, that HBCU up north, in that big of a game on that national stage is, it's one of a kind.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's a lot. Like you, I've been going since I was young as well. So it's totally different. The atmosphere is crazy, crazy, crazy. We're gonna go down to the bottom white shirt. Yep, you. Yep, yep. What's your
Y'all can hear me?
name? I can hear
Oh,
you. We can hear you.
awesome.
Okay, go ahead, Austin.
What was the question?
We just want to know about your experience when you played under whom you played under, your experience there, in the Bayou
I
Classic, what it
played.
was like for you.
I played 2014 through 17 with Aaron, who just left. I played under Coach Odoms, and my experience, I mean, it was great. Well, my first one wasn't so great, being that 2 weeks prior, I lost one of my best friends, big brothers, to gun violence at Baton Rouge, and I had to go out there and still play football. But I mean, other than that, you know, where I'm from Wallace, Louisiana. Half of us go to Southern, the other half go to Grambling. So that's the one weekend we can, you know, like tear each other necks off and just be cool afterwards on a Sunday. But I mean, other than that, I mean, everything was fine when I was there. I mean, I love it. The atmosphere, the, you know, the people, the jukebox, of course, you know, blowing every band and the swag out. You know, Grambling got the best of me when I was there, but it's all good. You know, so, but my experience was great, though. I loved it. It's like no other.
Not my phone. Okay. Bottom sweater on next to Levi on the, I don't know if you see bald head.
Oh, yeah.
Bald head, I'm sorry. Yep,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
you, that's you.
That's all right.
That's you.
Can you hear me?
I can hear
All
you.
right. All right. Well, thank you guys for having me. It's really appreciated. Yeah, this is, I'm Brian Lowe. I played under Eddie Robinson, probably the oldest of the group in this session. So I guess I got a lot of memories there. But Coach Rob and I go way back. Believe it or not, Coach Rob has some family ties to my grandmother, who was a Syriac. And so I always grew up in and around Coach Eddie Robinson, even at his first football camp, dating back when I was 6 years old. My experience, I had the opportunity to win Coach Rob's 400th milestone win, his last 400 win. Just happened to fall on my birthday, which was his Eddie Robinson day for that game. So I was fortunate to bring him in a milestone victory. Yeah, you know, the Bayou Classic meant so much to us for our experience with Coach Rob, especially in his last few years coaching. He did some things that was really epic. I remember when our Bayou Classic experience was about the travel. The travel was none other. He made it a great experience. Coming into New Orleans for that last couple of years that we played, and him knowing that he's getting ready to end his career, he did some things that was very unique, which was exciting for players. We were on the bus, and one of the things that he did was he had some type of a sound system that as we came in through Baton Rouge going into New Orleans, he always played the eye of the tiger. He wanted people to know that the Tigers are coming in town. So back then we didn't ride the any commercial bus. We rode that same Big Red bus. So that's why we had that theme called Big Red coming through the city. So Coach Rob was real proud about that. You know, we always stay at the Le Pavillon. We love them. They host us really well. The excitement just built even when we went to the Dome for practice. It was just an experience. Every little bit of what New Orleans brought was a real good experience. But when it was lights, camera, and action, that was just exciting. I'm sure everybody would understand what it's like when you get that pregame speech from Cobb. He had the best. You know, one of the best pregame speeches, boy, he left you in tears. And you were ready to go out there and end your life on that field. So it was just a great experience overall. Coach Rob was a great man. You know, we played against some great coaches over there at Southern and some great players. One of the guys who I had the fortunate privilege of playing against was Sean Wallace. And, we're really praying for him. And I really wish him the very best. So if he hears that, definitely want to let him know our prayers with him. So it was just great to see that they're honoring him as an interim or as the honorary head coach. I thought that was great. But those guys back in those days meant a lot to us. We were back and forth. We knew all the guys on Southern. They knew us. And so we had a great relationship with Southern. But when it was time for that Bayou Classic, we wasn't friends at all. And Coach Rob made sure that that was known. But unfortunately, my year is the only one, the first year, my freshman year back in 92, I believe it's 92 or 91. And unfortunately, all the other 3 years, we came up short to Southern. So they got the best of us during that tenure. So, but other than that, man, it was great. It was great. It was great. When things we used to do was Coach Rob used to let us spend the night. So we didn't go back to Grambling that night. We always stayed out. So we always looked forward to the nightlife, getting after the game and going down on French Quarter and hanging out. And boy, Coach Rob used to cross his fingers and hope we didn't get in trouble. So at least my 4 years, nothing happened. But I don't know if they'll do that now, but it's happening. So, but I enjoyed every bit of it, just like everybody else.
Thank you so much for that. And that is a big difference. I think they do still stay now, but I'm not sure. They do. So top in the black, in the Nike that hadn't spoke. Yep, that's you.
So I actually did speak, but yeah. So I'm Eddie.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Eddie Robinson's great grandson. So
Oh,
B-Lo, that's my guy.
For the first one.
And I was a baseball player at Graham. I played baseball, but I did get an opportunity to work as a graduate assistant under Coach Broderick Fobbs while he was at time in Graham in 2015, and we did win that Bayou Classic. So that was big. But like I said, the Bayou Classic has always been a big thing for our family, and just always an enjoyable time.
So I'm gonna ask how did, and anybody can speak, how did you get to Graham or Southern? Like what made you go? What was the deciding factor that say, yeah, this is the place for me? And anybody can kind of speak on that. Either Graham or Southern. Like what made you make that choice to go to Southern or Grambling?
Well, for me, it was the
I think,
only school.
Go ahead.
Oh, my bad. It was the only school that gave me a chance
You
to play.
good, big dog.
It was the only school that gave me a chance to play as a freshman. So I was coming in. I remember for signing day, I didn't get a scholarship right off the bat. So they had two redshirt freshmen. They had two freshmen coming in that signed, but one of them didn't send the papers, like didn't fax the papers. So Coach Odoms, he had called me like maybe after our little ceremony, about 20 minutes after, and he was like, if I still wanted to, play football or whatever. I'm like, yes, sir. And got my papers over. And when I got there, I was number 4 on the depth chart in June. And by August, I was running with the ones. So, I mean, that was the only place that gave me a chance. Everybody else told me I would have to redshirt and, sit out and learn the system and stuff. But Coach Odom was the only one that gave me a chance. So that what made me go.
Anybody else want to speak on that?
I think for me, Grambling is kind of all I knew, just being around it all my life. So I did get an opportunity to, take my talents from Grambling and enjoy it as a teenager and college student. I think there was no other choice for me.
So
I
guess,
one of you, the older, yeah.
Yeah, I kind of took a detour. Like I said, I'm like the third generation in my family to go to Southern, but I started off at Miles College in Alabama. I played there one season, and then I was like, you know what? I'm ready to go back home. Let me do what I've been saying I'm gonna do and just go to Southern. So ended up, having to take the long route, walk on, and just kind of work my way up to, getting some PT here and there, and then working my way up continuously, and finally becoming a part of that team. So yeah, it took me a while to get there, but I made it.
Like what made you come to Grambling? How did you get there? What was the deciding factor for you?
Who?
I think you're talking to one of y'all,
Can,
D-Lo,
Oh,
Levi.
okay.
can
Hey,
y'all
oh,
hear
I'm
me?
sorry.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm
yeah.
sorry. Actually, I didn't know if you were speaking to someone else.
Okay.
For me,
Oh,
oh, go ahead. Somebody going?
no,
Okay.
I muted mine. I think that was
Oh,
somebody
okay.
else.
Okay. For me, mine was kind of real crazy. My family is from all my dad's family is from down South Louisiana, New Orleans, Lafayette, and uh, Opelousas, and that area down there. Actually, I came to Monroe, Louisiana, in the 8th grade, and my 9th grade was actually in St. Aug. So um, I did that, and then spent the last part of my 9th grade back up here at Carroll High School. So I went for 3.5 years at Carroll. So I was originally, a lot of my family went to Southern. But my mom and my dad went to Grambling. So when we moved back up north, it was just Grambling. That was the only thing out there. Me coming out of high school, I wasn't recruited heavily. I had a lot of injuries. My senior year, I had a dislocated knee and a hip in one play at the last portion of my season, the playoffs. So I didn't have any scholarship opportunities after that. I had some small college opportunities leading up to that, but I went through some therapy in high school over the summer, and Coach Rob gave me a chance to walk on as a preferred walk on to earn a scholarship. And that's just what I did. And I was fortunate. My first year, I came in strong and ran with the twos and getting some reps, and ended up breaking my leg and hip in the second game. And so I sat out my sophomore year, and came back and played my junior and senior. So for me, Coach Rob was all I knew, and that was the only option for me, to be honest with
Good to
you.
know. We're gonna have to Levi, we want you to tell your experience of getting there, but after that, we're gonna have to end and go to group two. But Calvin and Aaron need to stay on. So Levi, go ahead and tell how did you get to Grambling and what made you make that choice.
Okay, mine was a little crazy, but I'm gonna explain it real fast. Well, I mean, all I know is like Brian said earlier is Grambling. You know, my dad played at Grambling. I had a brother already at Grambling playing as well, so that's all I kind of knew at first. But the difference was when I was in high school, I was really highly recruited, so I might have had like 15 offers from different schools, from PWI schools, HBCUs. I had a lot of offers because of I was an high school football player and everything. So I had a bunch of offers, and I went to Eddie Rob camp every year, and I was fortunate of my 9th, 10th, 11th grade year to be the MVP of the camp every year. And after the camp, everything, Coach Rob said, you coming to Graham? And I was like, yeah, Coach, I'm coming. But me, I was thinking the big school life and everything at the time and everything. So getting exposure from going to different schools, LSU's, the Arkansas, and everything, and experiencing all that great stuff that they had to offer. Well, his come on signing day. Signing day came. I remember like it was yesterday. It was February the 2nd and February the 1st, about 10 o'clock. Coach Levine had just left my house from Oklahoma State. He had came by my house that day, and so I was committed going. I was gonna go there because the twins was already up there, and Brian what's LaFave's boy was up there already. Jamal was up there already. So I thought I was gonna go up there with them guys. But Coach Rob showed up at my house at 12:01 on signing day and told me, "You made a promise to me, son." And I couldn't say no to the old man. You know what I'm saying? And that's what made me come to Grambling. And the rest history from there.
Hey, that's you showed up and showed out when you came. So hey, you
Yeah.
made that promise, you kept it. So we appreciate everybody for being on. Thank you, Group One and Calvin and Aaron. I think she said Calvin. Yeah,
All right.
That's it.
Aaron
All
and
right.
Calvin, stay on.
Hey, go
All
Jags.
right.
All right, y'all have a
All
good
right.
night.
You too.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Loud and clear.
All right, so
Think she gone now.
I can hear me.
What's up?
Yeah.
No, okay, all right. So I'm driving, but Keisha is having some technical difficulties right now. We're waiting on a few more people to come in, and then we'll kind of get started.
Okay.
All right. So I'm not sure what's going on, but we're gonna keep it rolling. I don't know everybody's name, but I guess we can start with what's your name in the black hat? Oh, y'all can introduce yourself because I don't know the names. Keisha got most of y'all, so I don't know the names.
My name is Thomas Ricks.
Okay, so Mr. Ricks, you can start, and we just kind of start with when did you play at either Southern or Grambling? Who did you play under, and what was your experience like playing under that coach and in the Bayou Classic?
Well, my time at Southern was between 2000 and 2004. I played under Pete Richardson at the position of quarterback. In the year of 2004 was my wife being distracted. The year of 2004 was my time to shine at the position of quarterback from 2000 to 2000 and I want to say two. I bounced around from the defensive side of the ball, special teams, and you know my experience in the Bayou Classic was just that. I played special teams from 2000 to 2002, 2003, and I think I went 500 my time there. Unfortunately, came up short in 2004, but ended up going on to the SWAC championship game that year as well. So,
And what was the atmosphere like for you as a player when you talk
um,
about the Bayou Classic?
it's always been a family environment, family atmosphere, but throughout the year, obviously, we're family, but it's one given week that we at each other's throat, and that's just what it was. Um, you know, from the time we showed up to the luncheon, it was always, the teams we talking noise to each other, back and
Mm-hmm.
forth from across the room. A lot of us grew up together. A lot of us played against each other and with each other in high school. Being the two of the black colleges in Louisiana, a lot of us played with each other. So obviously, we know more about each other than any other school that we most likely play. So the teams, we were like step brother and sisters. You know, we didn't necessarily come from the same parents, but we had to live in the same household. But the environment was always been electric. As always, these games have always meant something at the end of the year, and a lot of times it always meant, which from what I understand is a little different than this year. It always meant championship aspirations. So you could always imagine how that is.
Okay. Next, whoever wants to go can go in. Same thing. Just introduce yourself.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, bet. All right, this is Aaron. This is Aaron Tiller from last week. My mic is
Okay.
fixed. Okay. Yeah, so I'm Aaron Tiller. I'm from Columbus, Ohio. So going to Southern was kind of different for me. It's a whole different culture shock, especially playing in the Bayou Classic. The Bayou Classic was like probably one of the first rivalries I got introduced to, other than Ohio State, Michigan. So being able to see how many of our people come together and celebrate universities and care so much about universities that teach us so much things about life that you never. It's a whole different world to me. Coming from the north, a lot of things that happen in the South, never seen up here, never seen how generous people are, never seen different kinds of foods. Just experiencing all of that and allowing for Southern to take me in and allow me to be able to lead a team. I played under Coach Odoms, so I played from 14 to 17. And for Odoms to give me a chance, my brother actually got recruited there first. He got there from 2009 to 2013. He was on the SWAC championship team. And Odoms just gave me a scholarship just based off of my brother's rapport. He seen my tape, he liked it. Gave me a chance as a freshman. I came in, was hurt all summer. They seen me pass rush, and it was on from there. And then I became one of the best pass rushers in the SWAC. I held the record at Southern until Jordan Lewis just broke it not too long ago. So it was a good experience for me, and I'm forever grateful for Southern University and just being able to be introduced to such rivalry of it did a lot for me just from a different perspective, opened up my eyes, and especially all the networking I get to do, the marketing, getting to connect with people like you guys, Keisha, giving you opportunities just to see her platform grow. You just see people of color, people who look like you, think like you, do what you do, like what you like, excelling and being able to bring people together. It was a great experience for me. So being able to be introduced to that kind of world and that kind of experience coming from the north is great. And I try to my goal on a daily basis is to get kids from up here to go down there and experience that love from the SWAC and bring that culture back up here to the north. And that's what I kind of do right now. So I'm forever grateful for Southern University and the opportunity it gave me, Coach Odoms as well.
Great. Thank you so much. Next person who hasn't went.
Black, you want to go ahead?
Oh, no,
Is
Calvin,
that
go
is
ahead.
that?
I'm still trying to figure out what the question was. Go ahead, Calvin.
Hold up.
So basically,
Is that?
so
Is
basically,
that?
you just
Hold up. That look like Channing Warner.
Yes, sir.
Oh my
5-0.
God, man! Shoot, I feel bad for going first
Look,
now.
it's great. It's great to see you guys, man.
I should have bowed out gracefully.
Oh no, man, it's great
so
to see you guys.
basically you're
I
just kind
love
of
to hear
telling
it.
your experience as it relates to the Bayou Classic, who you played under, your time playing under that coach and how it was, just basically telling that as a player.
That is broad. That's real broad because
It is.
there's no way you can really understand have a true appreciation for the Bayou Classic, its pageantry, the rival before you get to Southern University and before you get to the Bayou Classic. My family is from Louisiana. Most of my family is from North Louisiana. They were all Gramblingites at one point in time. But that all changed when I started playing for Southern. But we had a decent season. When I take that back, when I first got there, we were Black College National Champions. And the culture that was created right before I got there helped the culture continue, and they turned that torch over to us, and we took it and ran with it, man. And it was something real special at the time. I think someone said earlier, the golden years. They call it the golden years of Southern because it was at the time. It was the end of Eddie Robinson's coaching career. Coach Eddie Rob. Let me not say that respectfully. It was at the time of the ending of his coaching career, and it was the beginning of Doug Williams' era, the golden child of Grambling State University. And us to take that baton and lose no Bayou Classics from 95 to 99.
Yes,
and,
sir.
it was a streak, and I want to say the last one we kind of went out with a bang with it because we were down 23 points at the halftime with Levi Washington. You had him on earlier, but it was one of those things where, man, am I gonna lose my last Bayou Classic? And to pull that off and to see the crowd, the following we had created, we would travel with 30 to 40,000 wherever we went. Back then in the 90s. And that was, I know some people probably can't really fathom it right now, but everywhere we went, it was so crowded. Other teams, the teams we were visiting, they started making their home games some type of classic, some type of tournament for us to play. And so we ended up out of 11 games, maybe 9 of them was some type of classic that they played in, we played in, but it was such a following. It was such a great time to be connected to Southern University, back with those guys. I think Below, he was there with Eric Gant and all those guys over there at Grambling. But it was something they created. The names were going in with Sean Beers and all those guys. Sean Wallace on our side, transferred over to us in the 90s. We took that torch. We kept running with it. And then they also won championships later with Southern. But it's an experience that you really can't put into a few words. You have to kind of pigeonhole me, and I can help you out a little bit more. But it was a great thing. I walked away from there with 4 rings, went 3 years without losing a swag game. So, hey, it was great.
All right. Well, I'm gonna step up and speak as the first Grambling man. I'm Keith Dean. I was at Grambling from '92 to '96 as a fullback, and brother, you and I played against each other.
There it is. I remember you.
Oh yeah. I still hold the record as the only fullback in Bayou Classic history to have 122 yards and 18 carries at halftime on Southern. That record is yet to be broken.
Get out of here.
But my journey, it actually started all the way back. My mom came to Grambling in 1955 on a basketball scholarship and finished up in 59, and then she went to work at the university. And then that brought my brother, Walter Dean, who came in the 80s, and he ended up getting drafted by Green Bay in 91. And then I came in 92, being below, we played together.
Okay.
And it was, it was just a lot of love. I mean, you had your opportunity, you took it, you ran with it, you did the best that you could. And, it basically prepared, kind of like the young man spoke a little bit earlier about networking. I mean, I've been in banks now for 23 years. I'm a vice president of Texas Capital Bank here in Dallas. But had it not been for the relationships that I built over these years, starting at Grambling by playing ball and just not what you know, it's who you know. It takes you a long way. And I'm just grateful to be on the panel with you guys. And if we can network after this, I'd love to exchange information with everybody. And let's just all lift each other up.
All right. So here I am, finally trying to get it together. Keisha Kelly is now entering the building. I'm now entering the stream. Listen, let's go over here. Let me ask some questions. Calvin, let's talk about some of this. Calvin, Shannon, let's talk about this Dog Day D. We always hear about the Dog Day D from Southern University. Can either one of y'all, Thomas, any one of y'all elaborate? Because it looks like we Southern heavy right now, with the exception of Ashley and Keith. And Ashley, I'm going to come back to you because you Southern and Grambling. You can make up your mind about what you wanted to do. We coming back to you. But let's talk about some of this Dog Day D from Southern University.
Well, if I could jump in, let me, because I didn't get a chance to speak on the experience, but Shannon kind of summed it up. We came in the era, and I'm 96 to 99. We came in the era where we were small. We had an opportunity to literally have guys to tell us, if you didn't come here to win, then don't even sign up, don't even take the helmet. It was an attitude that was given to us on day one. And, I remember even when I got recruited, Coach Orlando, our offensive coordinator, came to De La Salle, and he literally put his hand on the table and say, "Do you want one of these?" And I looked at his hand. I was like, "Hell yeah." He said, "I promise you come to Southern, you will get at least one before you leave." And that was, to me, was shit. That was some confidence, and, for us to have a coach in Coach Richardson that, that spoke discipline. When the man spoke, you listen. you know, and I'm sure I can speak for Channing. You know, he had us to the point where we would run through a brick wall, you know, and we didn't lose a game. You know, I can honestly say I really didn't know what losing was like when it came to SWAC games and you know, playing football. And you know, it was something that allowed us to you know, have the glory years, as they say. And you know, we did our thing. But at the end of the day, the one thing that I've always treasured and appreciated, and I tell even the young guys now when I get a chance to speak to them on the team, when you look at our team as a whole and you point to the players on there, it was the academics to me that really stood out. You know, we balled out on the field. It was no given, but people had no idea how many attorneys, lawyers, businessmen we got, doctors on that team of the decade. You know, we really set a standard that it was not just about the gridiron, but it was also about what we did off the field. And you know, they just really gave us a foundation to win, not only on the field, but shit, after you graduated, you still was winning. I take everything that I learned and went through as a Southern University football player. I've literally translated that into business, and it's worked. You know, it's been a formula that has worked for me for almost 20 years now. You know, and I appreciate everything the Bayou Classic, you know, gave for me. I'm a hometown boy from New Orleans. You know, as a kid, I sat there in the stadium and told my mom, "Hey, I want to play in the Superdome," and I got a chance to do that multiple times. And you know, like Black said, we didn't lose a classic. And our last one, we truly went out with a bang. And I must say, Channing set the tone. They didn't show that highlight so many times. You know, shit, he came out the goddamn defensive backfield. Hell, you thought he was getting a handoff the way he hit that dude. You know, after that was a wrap. Because you know, when we went in at halftime, we was down 33. It was 31-3. And coach straight up told us, y'all know what it's about. Ain't no need to be up in here hooping and howling, cussing. Coaches, get out. They got a job to do. Y'all know what you're going after. And that was it. And people don't realize that it was, you could have dropped a pin. In my line, Channing, you could have dropped a pin in there. We were just like, man, let's just stop playing. And we came out and the rest was history. They didn't know what hit them. So, you know, the attitude has been there from day one. And that's, I've always appreciated that. And it's something that has stuck with me throughout. And I try to do my best when I can to speak to those guys and just tell them, like, look, you know, even when I got to pull the rings, I say, listen, we earned ours. We need y'all to go and get it. You know, so Channing led that dog day D. Listen, it's legendary. I can't even lie. You know, we used to sit on the sideline when they was out there just watching them like, shit, who about to get a pick six? Who about to get another sack? What big hit about to happen? It was just dirty. Down grit, just dirty. I loved it.
So Ashley, let me go over to you. You know, you all jokes aside, I keep saying Southern Grambling, but you also come from a legend. You know, you're Doug Williams' daughter. What was that like growing up in that household? You know, dad's legendary over at Grambling. We know he got love for Southern University. We know this because Doug gives me trouble every single time I see your dad. He gives me trouble. But literally, what was that like being in the house with this coach? You know, every year is Bayou Classic, and not only that, it's a legend that's behind him also with the NFL. What was that like for you in Bayou Classic?
Well, you say growing up in the house, but he wasn't really in the house because he was always gone. He was always coaching, recruiting. So that part wasn't there. But growing up, Bayou Classic was all I knew. I literally went every single year as a child. Like it was no question that was a game that we were going to attend as a family. And when I say a family, I mean entire family, from my great aunts to my grandmother to my cousins. And when you see our family, that you talking about 50 or more people at one time in one era, in one area. And we are a SWAC family. So we have a couple that went to Jackson State, a couple that went to Alabama State, but we are majority Southern and Grambling. So it was always a big deal for us to go. And then with my uncle Robert, who played baseball there, and then my uncle Mike, who played behind my dad. So it was no question that, and so I have to bring my kids so they can understand what it really is. But now it's a big difference. The atmosphere of the Bayou Classic and the atmosphere back then, from what I known it to be, is totally different from what it is now. They don't look at what it really is. It's like sisters and brothers arguing, but we still get along, and nobody else can talk about us but us, and they don't understand exactly what it is and what it's about, and the family and the networking, like they said earlier, what it really is. So that is a big thing, and I'm trying to let my kids experience that at this time.
Yeah, and I think that is a lot of times people don't, people really think it's for 4 quarters, it's no friendship. After that is, bragging rights. Whoever wins, bragging rights for the next year. But it is for those 4 quarters, there are no friends. Keith, what was it like for you? What was your game day like? Building up to that moment, what was it like? Because I know it's a lot like for you during your era, building up to those moments of Bayou Classic. And how many Bayou Classics did you win, Keith? Be honest.
Be honest, I only won one.
Okay.
And that was 1992. The most embarrassing one was 1994, where we went undefeated the whole season, 9-0, and then walked into the Superdome and lost the game. I mean that. And then in 96, getting the MVP was great, but walking away with an L was it didn't mean a thing. I got a big old trophy and a picture with me not smiling, so it didn't work. But leading up to it though, I didn't do a lot of trash talking. I mean, as a fullback, I'm headhunting. I'm looking for anybody with an SU jersey that I can put on their back. And the thing about it, SU always prepared they knew we were going to run the wing T. And we were the only school in the nation that ran a wing T. So with that being said, you're looking at the wing back, you're looking at the running back, which was Fobbs and Jay Johnson in my era, but they never did key in on me. And so that made it easy, especially in the 96 Classic, because they didn't know the fullback ran the ball. And so we hit them in the mouth. But when we switched up in the second half, that cost us the game. But they were prepared. I mean, I'll say that. I mean, they ran on all cylinders, and you didn't know who was coming. But everybody on both sides of their offense, their defense, they didn't have any scrubs. That much I can say. I mean, we didn't have any scrubs either, but the better team won. But when it's all said and done, if I walk into one of those offices or they walk into one of mine, I can guarantee you I'm gonna take care of those brothers just like I'm sure they're gonna take care of me.
Absolutely. Aaron, what was it like for you getting ready for Bayou Classic, going up into that time? What was it like for you? Like any song? What songs were you listening to? Because everybody got a song or food or something. What were you listening to? Shannon, don't worry, we're coming to you next. Aaron, what were you listening to? Shannon, I don't even want to know what you were listening
to. I ain't go fake. I'm a little different when it comes to that. I gotta stay calm, so I'm a gospel kind of dude. Break every chain, because it was just like that we had to win when we had played Bayou Classic. Every Bayou Classic I was in was a championship game, so it was I need to be cool, calm, and collected, because I had the trash talkers on my team, and I was the one who kept everybody from getting the penalty. So I couldn't do the trash talking, but just the preparation for the week was always just locked in, and our record wasn't the best against them, so I went 1-3 against them, so it wasn't the best, but we was locked in, and we played to the end. It was always our best games when we went out there. But that 2016 and 2017 was just, there was a different beast, especially 16 when Kincaid came into the league. We had a whole week of preparation, but that dude was a wizard. And I know the history of Grambling, but that's why one of the best black college quarterbacks to ever lace him up. And just to go against him, the preparation you had to do for him, it took a lot of time, took a lot of effort, a lot of preparation, quiet days, quiet bus rides, and that was my thing. My main thing was just harping it in on being focused. But we went out there with probably some of the smallest D-line in Southern's history when I was on the field. So it was a challenge playing them dudes. Trent Williams, Kincaid, you had Chad. It was a bunch of them guys over there, Martez Carter. And then we lined up against people with we missing half our team due to the ineligibility, the scholarships, all that goofy stuff. So we went out there with our hands tied, but we held our own and we prepared to the best of our ability. But we came up short. But we got respect for them guys over there, and they had respect for us. So it was a good time. It was a good time, and like I said, the experience was like none other. Just being locked in, especially when we both was undefeated. And like I said, both them 2 years, our junior and senior year, was title matches. So, my senior year, we lost to a sky kick. We shouldn't have did that. We gave the momentum back to them. But, in all, I was grateful for it. So
it's funny that you mentioned Devontae Kincaid because I talked to him earlier. He was supposed to join, so I don't know what happened, but I talked to him yesterday. I talked to him this morning. So, y'all guys, y'all know y'all read what y'all want to read and don't read the other part that I asked y'all to read. But that's how y'all are.
I
But
don't know. You I was an hour earlier. Remember that, Keisha?
listen, I forgot Thomas was in Atlanta with me. My bad. I forgot I was early. He's like, no, I'm in Atlanta. My bad. Sorry.
He might be in California this week. I don't know.
All right. So I'm gonna give y'all, before we wrap this up, I'm gonna give y'all what I call the hot seat. The first answer that come to your mind is just what you got. First thing that come to mind is what you answer. Don't think about it, just answer the question, okay? Is everybody ready?
To answer what I'm thinking.
Calvin, we starting with you. All right, chicken or fish?
Chicken.
Thomas.
Chicken.
Ashley. Ashley, you don't want to eat chicken or fish? All right, Aaron.
But they frozen?
Yeah.
All right,
There
there
she
go
is.
Ashley. Ashley, chicken or fish?
She's muted, I think.
She must be muted.
Ashley, I think you might be muted. Okay, you said chicken. Aaron, chicken or fish?
Definitely chicken. Mm-hmm.
Chicken.
Actually, Blue Stove chicken.
Yeah. There you go.
No, that's too salty. It's not the same.
Man,
It's not the
Keith.
same.
I just had it when I was down
That's
there.
blood pressure.
No, Keith, chicken or fish?
It's fish all day long. Y'all from Louisiana, y'all know better.
That's a light skin thing.
Watch out now.
Shannon, chicken or fish?
Go and give me fish because I can find a creek to go fishing, but I can't find chickens
My
anywhere.
man.
Catch a chicken.
All right, going back. Calvin, spring or fall?
Wow.
Thomas.
Fall all day. Football season.
Ashley.
Spring, because I'm a softball chick.
Aaron.
Oh.
Keith.
Spring, because I needed time to rehab from all them hits and concussions.
Shannon.
Since we talking to Black College Experience, you all know it was spring. You couldn't wait for everybody to come out winter clothes, get out there for the Spring Fest, and have some fun. What y'all talking about? Y'all, we ready to go.
You thinking on Wednesday and sundress on the Union.
We're talking about
Pretty
the Black
Wednesday.
College.
Sundress Wednesday at the Union, baby.
If you talking college, I'm changing my answer to spring.
You see how they turned into something different?
Hey, that's
It was
true.
working the
That's,
fall.
hey,
Hey,
that's
easy
true though.
work,
I'm
but
going
it
to
was working.
spring. Yeah, I'm going
I
back
ain't
to
lying.
spring.
Those sundresses change your mind.
It's sundress season.
They changed the season.
Right.
Season started changing, huh?
Yes, spring is it.
All right, Calvin, Pepsi or Coke?
Neither.
Okay, if you got to pour it down the drain, which going first, Pepsi or Coke?
Coke.
Thomas.
Coke go better with Hennessy.
Ashley.
I'm not a Coke. Neither for me, but yeah, Coke will go down the drain first.
Aaron.
Cherry Pepsi to be exact.
Cherry Pepsi is good. It is.
Keith?
It's got to be Coke because it was our sponsor back in the day. And Ashley, I'm surprised at you because your daddy was under that same sponsorship I was. He's just a little older.
But I don't drink either, so
I understand that. But you know, it's Coke all day. That
I
pays
got
your
you.
tuition.
Because they my sponsors now at school. So you right, Coke.
There you
Yeah, you just got fined. You just
We're
got
gonna edit
fined.
that part out so they don't know what you told. We're gonna take that part of the interview out. They don't know what you told. Just kidding. Shannon,
Coke
Pepsi or
all day.
Coke?
Coke all day. Pepsi was for my grandmother.
Smart man.
All right. 2 last questions. Calvin, jambalaya or etouffee?
Jambalaya.
Oh.
Thomas, look at T up there thinking about it. T thinking about it.
I'm toe up behind that one. Etouffee.
Ashley.
Got to be crawfish though.
Shrimp etouffee, not crawfish, because I don't eat crawfish.
Nah, got to be crawfish.
Ashley. I think me and
I don't
Aaron
eat
are
crawfish.
outside. We not Louisiana folks. Aaron,
I don't know.
I love chicken sausage jambalaya, but I don't eat crawfish. So.
She from Washington. She ain't from Louisiana.
Technically, I'm from Tampa.
She grew up where her daddy played ball at. That's where she grew up at.
I'm technically from Tampa. So,
Aaron, jambalaya or etouffee?
I'm a jambalaya. That's what they used to give me after the game, so I'm gonna go with jambalaya.
That's true.
Keith.
Crawfish etouffee, and I challenge anybody to see if they can outcook me when I put it on the stove.
I mean, if you come to Bayou Classic, you can just bring some.
I mean,
I've
You
been a
bring some
licensed
Bayou
chef in
Classic.
Dallas for 20 years. I challenge anybody.
I just want some of yours. That's all. I don't care.
Right.
I ain't gonna fight you, bro. I ain't even gonna fight you, bro.
Shannon.
Oh, jambalaya. I need something on that stomach that's gonna stick.
Bingo.
There's a lot of meat in it.
Y'all know what I'm talking about. You got things to do.
Southern folks out. Y'all see how bad it is when we start to mix together? Y'all see how bad it is? All right. Final question. Starting with you, Aaron. Who gonna win Bayou Classic 50?
Shoot, you know me. We're going with Southern.
Ashley.
you know I'm grambling all day. Then y'all done let my boy Dooley go. I was waiting for the suit. I needed the blue and gold suit to come out. And y'all
crazy.
You know.
Calvin.
You see the rings. That's all you need to know.
I don't see rings. I'm blind.
Keisha
You
is
got
blind.
lots of them.
I got some too. I got some too.
T, what you got?
Man, come on now. Them Jags. They got something to play for. You know, their pride. So you know,
Shannon?
it's that.
Oh, you already know I'm going with Southern. The only person that might switch on here is my man, Mr. Dean over there. Other than that, it's Jaguars all day.
And Keith, what you got? I don't know. Keith, what you got?
Oh man.
Etouffee.
You take it too long. Take it too long.
You gonna switch after that etouffee?
I don't know.
If I'm telling the truth, y'all will get it. I'll be there, but y'all will get it.
Oh man.
I mean, hey, I'm a football guy just like y'all are.
So now his service going bad, huh? He about to
he tried to stay there. He tried to slip that in there.
So did Keith answer the question? Because I ain't here to
Jags
answer.
by 30.
Southern will win the game. Southern has better team.
Okay, there we go.
I told y'all he was gonna switch. I told y'all.
I'm just being honest.
I told y'all.
Keith, don't let them bully you. Don't let them bully you, Keith. Don't let them bully you.
They not bullying.
Jags and get Ashley, you better hold it down for Grant.
Oh, I'm holding it down, baby. You already know. Win, lose, or draw. I'm Graham fam all day.
She won't be able to go crazy yet.
We ain't never said that.
She asked him.
But before my audio start doing what it start doing, and I don't want to lose this, I do want to take this moment for Calvin. Calvin got some big going on at Bayou Classic that I'm sure he didn't talk about. So if you can talk about that before we get off the broadcast, in case anybody want to
Mama,
join,
stop calling me.
Because I'm trying to be in the building.
Nah, so we're excited this year, man. The organization that I'm the CEO of is Nexus Louisiana, which is the largest entrepreneur support organization and technology incubator. We do what's called the BizTech Challenge every year. We partner with all the HBCUs around the state of Louisiana, and they bring teams down to compete for $20,000 cash prize. This year, I'm excited. We have Morris Chestnut as our keynote speaker, so I'll be doing a fireside chat with him on Friday at the West End at 11 o'clock, from 11 to 2. So it's been we've gotten picked up on national media about it. Everybody's excited about it. So, you know, if you guys get a chance, come on out and support us at the West End on Friday.
So that's a congratulations on that. That's a major move. I really can't. I'm trying to be in the building. I'm gonna be there after I pick up media credentials. So I'll come after I handle business. I'm gonna fall in line.
I think we almost sold out too. Like once we did the press release, people been picking up tickets. So I'm hoping we have standing room only. That's what I'm hoping we get. You know, we get a lot of people in. So it's going to be exciting though. You know, I took over the organization last year in June, and this last year and a half has just been amazing for the organization. So I'm excited to be where we're at and you know, be leading this organization and just keep doing my thing. Just doing what we were taught to do. Be leaders off the field. So
that's it. Good thing, Calvin. Good thing. At the Western Hotel, correct?
Yeah. And I've been posting it on my social media too.
Yeah.
And then outside of that, we have I have my nonprofit Climb. I've been for the last 5 years. I've been bringing kids to the Bayou Classic. I started off with about 300 kids back in 2018, and actually today I just brought everything over to the mayor's office. So we got 2,000 kids coming this year.
Congrats on that.
You know, I wanted to do something big for the 50th. So I just delivered everything over to the mayor's office today, and they're passing it out to all of the organizations. There's a lot of youth organizations around the city that we partner with to bring the kids down. So got a lot of good things going on.
That's major. Congratulations.
I appreciate you. Appreciate y'all.
Aaron, I like that picture in the background, but that ain't got nothing to do with what we're talking about. Anyhow, I just see Aaron chilling in the background. I see that picture in the background. Listen.
It's being my cousin.
I appreciate y'all so much for joining me for this show. Even though I had technical difficulties, Ashley, I appreciate you for holding it down. I just need y'all to know that this is going to the archives at Southern University. They did for it, so it is going to the archives. Y'all cutting up on this last segment, which is probably the funny part of the segment. But it is going over to the archives. Archive department asked me for a copy of it. I was like, yeah, sure. But just so y'all know, but I do, again, I appreciate each and every last one of y'all. Everybody contributed something different during their time at their respective universities. Again, we got friends and family on both sides. Like Ashley said, she's a SWAC family. I'm a SWAC family, so we got a mixture of HBCUs in my family. But I'm the only one, of course, that went to Southern University. But Bayou Classic is Bayou Classic. Everybody's like, Thanksgiving is Thanksgiving, but for Southern University and Grambling, it's Bayou Classic. That's what we know. That's what we love. That's what we have come to respect. But I hope to see each and every last one of y'all in New Orleans. I wish you all safe travel and appreciate you all for being patient and joining me tonight on the Bayou Classic 50 show across the airs. Anybody got any closing remarks before we shut this down?
Oh, no, it was great.
May the best Jaguar win on Saturday.
Look, it was great. It was great to be a part of this, Keisha. Thank you for inviting me. It was a great experience. Experience the Bayou Classic, the Black cultural experience, and it's really showed two different perspectives. With you had Eddie Robinson and Doug Williams when they focused on hard work and getting in there working hard. And Eddie Rob waking the guys up early. I love to hear the stories that they tell from Grambling State. We had Pete Richardson. He's a city guy. Huh?
That Cowdale.
The Cowdale. And then we had Coach Richardson on our end. He was from the city. He's a business guy. He's like, hey, you got a job to do. If you can't do the job, somebody else. He wasn't waking us up. He wasn't making sure we were there. You're either there or you're not. You weren't there, you're out of there. But two different perspectives on coaching, but they both were great coaches and they did great jobs at their respective universities. And like I say, the Bayou Classic is like being the family spade or domino champion, but you the spade or domino champion for the whole year in the state. And you get to talk trash to everybody in the state. So, hey, good luck to everybody. Go Jags, and see you down there for the Classic.
Yeah, go Jags, man.
Let's go, Graham.
Yes, sir. Go Jags.
Go Jags.
Good night, everyone.
In the great words of the great Billy Long, everybody gotta go to work. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's it. All right, man. Good
seeing y'all. Y'all have a good night. Happy holidays.
Thank you.
Yeah, it is.
How do you stop? Keisha, I can't stop.